Amazing price action coming out of AMC on the last trading day. Let's go ahead and find out what could be happening for the following sessions. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you from my parents' kitchen as in a mobile setup right now, right? So please do not mind my little boy if he yells into the microphone, right? So this is just a fair warning. So let's go ahead and dive in what could be happening for AMC in the coming days. All right, so I know, like and subscribe. I know I forgot the whole thing, but still, you know how it goes, man. All right, so the price action that we faced on Friday was actually very interesting because we stopped out right at the one spot 618 at $6.66. Of course, the candle came up just a little bit higher from that very superstitious number, right? So you're looking at $6.69 high for the day. So what could be happening? What is the deal? Why are we stopping, right? Well, another thing that I wanted to mention here is that we did print this hammer candle on the daily right before, right, the day before. So usually when you get this hammer candle at the bottom of a trend, you get a signal towards the upside, okay? So this candle would essentially be the validator for a continuation to the upside, but we can continue validating that move further. Okay, so now referring to the ascending channel that we've actually been riding for quite some time, I'm actually noticing something very interesting here, and some of you tend to laugh a lot about what I say with this, right? But if you can actually just focus in on this, you're looking at an inverse herp and derp right down here, and it looks like we could be actually facing an upside from it, right? But if that is the case, we can actually take a price objective from it, right? So from the supposed neckline, which could be actually right at about here, right? We're just gonna kind of guess it, and we're gonna take a trend line from the very bottom of the formation to the very top of the formation of the, to the top of that neckline, and this is how we can actually gain a price objective by applying it to the following shoulder. So if that is the case, then we can actually see the top of the price objective is actually taking us right to a previous area of resistance that we've actually had, okay? So now what is that resistance exactly? Well, the resistance is actually a confluent area having to do with the wick high of this candle on December 1st, 2022, and also from many other points of inflection or resistances, right? It's just previously used a lot, so we want to go ahead and focus in on that. So it's very interesting that the price action would suggest for us to find the top target of the inverse herp and derp right there, right? So it is a bullish formation. I however, would maybe advise for people not to follow that formation too well, as it does not have a good strike rate overall. Okay, so opposed to anything like a descending triangle where it has mathematical properties for us to evaluate. So why don't we actually take from the current day's high to the last day's high and see where that would take us on a fib. Okay, so we're actually looking at the 4 spot 618 located at $9.53, which just so happens to be right upside of the price objective from the inverse herp and derp, right? So let's go ahead and now draw. We're just gonna draw a rectangle here, and that's going to be the area of resistance for us to look at. Okay, so I'm not saying that we're going there. I'm just saying that that's how you trade this formation based on the playbook rules. Okay, so it's just, remember, we have to validate first and then we have to move. Okay, so first of all, the ascending channel is a bearish formation in general. Okay, so we can't really trust that too well. Another thing that's very dangerous here is the fact that we've already faced 3 tests of the resistance, which usually signal the short sellers to enter at the very top and short this all the way to the bottom, eventually succeeding the outside of the channel. Okay, but we don't, I mean, the thing here is that we're making a more important breakout out of a much larger descending channel, right? So that would entail that we're actually just making validations on the way up. So this can give us a higher likelihood to break out of this channel in the first place. So let's now go to the last part of the analysis, which is actually the RSI. Okay, so we're going to look at the 30-minute immediate short-term time frame just like we always do, and that's actually looking like we're going to make a short-term upside followed by a little bit of resistance. But please focus on the fact that we do have the gravitational zone of the 30-minute immediate short-term time frame very close to that 14-day simple moving average, which usually means that we can actually face a gravitational pull from that and succeed above that. Okay, so this is for the immediate short term. It's likely to live out pretty fast. All right, so let's go ahead and now move on to the 4-hour chart and see what it's got. 4-hour RSI is looking like it's giving us a little bit of a bias of slightly bearish, right? But the important thing here is that while it's suggesting consolidation, just sideways trading, we can actually look at this as a good thing, because now that we have this 14-day simple moving average below us, we can use it for a form of support, as well as the previous zone's gravitational pull. Right, so in that area, if we did kind of come down, we can use 2 areas of support before a continuation onto the upside. So that's all looking pretty good, you guys. And actually, you know what? Just let me make sure that I am recording. Okay, I am recording. Good. I can't tell you how many times I haven't recorded, and just I get so frustrated. All right, so anyway, please go ahead and now look at the 6-hour time frame. In fact, we're going to just jump up to the 8-hour and see what it's got for us. So very similar situation here to the 30-minute immediate short-term time frame, except that the 8-hour carries a little more weight. Okay, so please notice that the upside pivot is still relevant from that RSI signal, purple line. Remember, your 14-day simple moving average represented by that pink line, and your purple line is the RSI signal. Okay, so we're still suggesting that upside and getting very close to that gravitational zone, which would then suggest for us to continue on to the upside, right? So, but please go ahead and notice that the daily is suggesting the validation of literally us succeeding this 14-day simple moving average, which is very, very important. Okay, we came down just like we were saying in the prior videos. We came right back down, used that 14-day simple moving average as a support, and now we're continuing on to the upside. And I like the fact that it's not such a small pivot. You guys know that I don't like the small pivots, right? So this is looking pretty good, although we still have to see how it plays out. Let's move on to the bi-daily RSI and see what it's got. We got a little bit of consolidation on that bi-daily. Let's see the 3-day. The 3-day is suggesting still a downside, which actually makes me feel like the smaller time frames, just like I said before, are kind of dependent, or the 3-day time frame is dependent on the smaller time frames before we can actually make that move to the upside. And the 5-day, let's see. All right, so the 5-day is suggesting consolidation. Literally what I'm saying, guys, we have to actually combat a few things that we're facing right now in price action. Okay, so we're smack in the middle of this ascending channel. We still have, we have a validation candle for a continuation onto the upside. The 30-minute is showing us that we are going to face a little bit of an upside, as well as the 8-hour and daily. So overall, what does that mean? It's telling me that we're going to face a pretty, I would say, a little bit of sideways, slightly bullish day coming up on Monday. So it's not looking bad whatsoever. I know there's a lot of people swinging this and scalping this. So if this is the good news that you were looking for, well, you heard it from ARCa himself, right? Please remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos. It's just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets whatsoever. Please do your own due diligence, and everything will be just fine. Okay, you guys? Please refer to the links in the description below, where you'll find a Twitter and the Discord, where you can come by and say hi and or join the Discord, right, you guys? But with that said, I wish you very well, a very good night, and a great rest of your weekend, and I will catch you at the bell on Monday. Adios.